Wagwanwiggidywablo people. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? My last two videos did so well, I took a little vacation, basically. Down to the job centre. That's how well they did. Destiny 2 videos, you know. This is just a random video I decided to do because I've had a bit of a break. This is a PvE base tour. I built this on someone else's server. This is not admin powers. Built and painted to perfection, except that bit. We'll pretend that never happened. Built and painted to perfection. Well, near enough, you know what I mean. But I'm going to do a base tour. If you want to see, like, obviously, my building skills in PvE, this is what you're about to see. And the reason I'm doing this video is to ask you guys, would anybody be interested in watching me do PvE or even PvP builds, but with no commentary? I know it sounds a bit strange, but what it is if I'm playing Ark and I'm sitting there and I'm building something like this, as what you're looking at now, I'm relaxing. Do you know what I mean? I got my music playing. I'm trying to think of designs. I just make it up as I go along. I don't have a design when I start. I use loads of techniques to lower walls and stuff, as you can see by using greenhouse walls as like nice railing for the flowers or whatever. As I'm flying around, you can see that everywhere. Loads of little techniques. But the idea is that I would live stream if I was able to just live stream me chilling out building. I can't sit there with a comms talking to a load of people and doing like a 1 hour stream of me building, because that's not how I build. When I build, I'm building for like 5 hours straight. And if I'm doing that, I can't live stream for 5 hours and talk to people for 5 hours, because that would just be fucking long, wouldn't it? You'd get bored, to be honest. Yeah, we're 2 minutes in and I'm sure I'm boring you already. Well, look at all the techniques I use. If you're a PvE player and you like PvE builds, would you be interested in me live streaming a few hours a day building stuff like this? Basically, you can come along, say hello, see a few techniques, you know, doing all this stuff. It just makes everything look better when you level it yourself rather than the same heights that fucking, you know what I mean? You're not an Ark builder if you can snap one thing to another. Like, that doesn't make you an Ark builder, like. And you can't build the same thing over and over again and adjust it slightly and call it a different pen. Alright, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? Lowered Adobe walls with railings. Like, look at this shit. My stairs come down. Look at that. You see? It's all about building off center and all stuff like that, and using all these techniques to do different heights. Look at those greenhouse. You know what I mean? It all looks nicer. There is taxidermies underneath there, so they're just going to have dinos in it. By the time of this recording, I have already put the dinos in there. Maybe I should have done another video, but I'm not going to because I'm fairly lazy. But that taxidermies are inside there, so that'll look nice. These lowered doors, obviously, so I can access everything. It'll be a bit stupid to build over it and not be able to get there, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's why I've done this video, and because I haven't uploaded for a while, in case any of you were worrying about me. Does anybody worry about me? I worry about myself, to be honest. You see here, this is hatching. The air cons are under the floor, so when I'm hatching eggs, I just drop them right here. You know what I mean? I've got all my cryos. Like, look at these walls. Look, lowered Adobe sloped walls, and then a lowered greenhouse sloped wall. It's just all the different shapes and patterns. You got to create something. Don't just build a fucking. You know what? I ain't gonna start going at Ark builders, man. But I'm fed up with seeing the same structures and the same shitty short fucking streams where you're just building the same sort of structure. Basically, I'm snapping this wall to this wall and that wall to that wall. But I see other people using my techniques as well. I like to be organised, obviously, with my eggs. Their signs, obviously, because they're written on, but they work out like a good height to put them above your fridges. You put your fridges flush. Oh, everything's lowered. Look, I should have painted the floor in here. I didn't. This is my kitchen. My grill, looking nice and neat there with the doors, so people can't turn it on. I've got my preserving bins all hidden. You know what I mean? I didn't paint the floor in here. It is painted now, but not for this video. I've got my cooker in here. I like to hide it all because it all looks ugly, doesn't it? You know what I mean? This looks a lot neater. You can access it. Obviously, it takes a while to get it in the right position. I've got my beer barrel in there. That's obviously, no, that's painted as well. Maybe I should have finished painting the base before I did the video. That would have made sense, wouldn't it? So yeah, PvE players, would you be interested in hopping into a stream, no commentary. I might talk in the chat a little bit, but mainly I'm just going to be creating shit and building it and making it up as I go along. And I do that anyway. And if you want to pop along and watch that as a PvE builder, you can. Look, everything's lowered. Look at this. Do you know what I mean? It's just doing lots of little things. If you don't know, Adobe walls, right? If you use parchment colouring on Adobe walls, you may not notice but the Adobe walls have got a lot of brickwork. When you paint the Adobe walls, the brickwork doesn't really change colour much. So if you're painting it a certain colour, you will notice the bricks really badly, and it looks shit. But if you use parchment colouring on Adobe, it disguises the brickwork on the Adobe walls just a little bit because the rest of it blends in. It build everything offset as well, you know what I mean, like off centre, and it looks different, it looks unique, you know what I mean. This is my hatching, and I've got my greenhouse there ready to go, and obviously I've got the kitchen at the back there, all the eggs and that, and through the whole build, look, you can see it, everything's lowered, and I create different shapes or whatever myself, rather than you just, 3 walls high, 4 walls high. Even the strip, yeah, that goes around the whole thing, you see the blue strips, like navy blue metal walls. That strip goes around the whole side, you know what I mean? That's obviously a little garden there. I haven't done the one on the left. I will get that done. But yeah, this blue strip that you can see goes around the whole structure, all around the outside as well. Obviously, that's using the technique to flip the snap points and lowered. So yeah, I'm babbling now, but that's why I'm doing this video. I'll have a good PvP video in a few days for you. Follow my link in the description if you use Nitrado. If you follow that link, it helps me out, makes me feel good. Shout out to the 2 people that are supporting my Patreon. I'm not going to blast your name, but I love you, and go fuck yourself.